1. In the context of the National Means Cum Merit Scholarship Test, NMMS, which principle of adult learning is most critical for instructors guiding low-income students to prepare effectively? A. Passive memorization. B. Self-directed learning. C. Authoritarian teaching. D. Rote repetition. 2. When designing evaluation methods for NMMS practice tests, which approach best balances fairness and diagnostic insight? A. Strictly timed oral exams. B. Multiple choice tests with feedback explanations. C. Peer-based grading without instructor oversight. D. Subjective essay-based assessments only. 3. A mentor working with NMMS candidates emphasizes problem-solving skills rather than answer memorization. This aligns with which principle of adult learning? A. Behaviorist conditioning. B. Experiential learning. C. Surface-level instruction. D. Passive observation. 4. In NMMS curriculum development, which factor is most important to address the needs of socioeconomically disadvantaged learners? A. Exclusive reliance on high-level abstract theory. B. Accessibility of learning resources. C. Reduction of teacher-student interaction. D. Minimizing real-world application. 5. A communication strategy to motivate NMMS learners should primarily focus on A. Delivering content without context. B. Encouraging two-way dialogue and feedback. C. Avoiding cultural relevance. D. Maintaining instructor dominance. 6. Which evaluation method provides the most valid measure of NMMS student readiness? A. Teacher's subjective impressions. E. Observation without recording performance. C. Structured formative assessments. D. Random guessing exercises. 7. In terms of regulatory compliance, NMMS schools must ensure which key practice? A. Equal opportunity regardless of socioeconomic background. B. Restricting scholarships to high-income families. C. Prioritizing private institutions over public ones. D. Ignoring government-issued eligibility criteria. 8. What type of mentoring is most effective for NMMS candidates facing test anxiety? A. Directive criticism without support. B. Positive reinforcement with coping strategies. C. Avoiding discussion of stress altogether. D. Increasing academic load without guidance. 9. In NMMS test preparation, scaffolding techniques should be used to A. Increase learner independence gradually. E. Reduce learner autonomy. C. Encourage rote memorization only. D. Eliminate feedback loops. 10. Which communication practice best ensures clarity when explaining NMMS exam rules to students? A. Using jargon-heavy explanations. B. Simplifying instructions and checking understanding. C. Avoiding question time. D. Delivering information in one-way lectures. 11. For effective curriculum development in NMMS coaching, integrating local context and examples serves to A. Increase learner disengagement. B. Make abstract concepts relatable. C. Reduce comprehension levels. D. Encourage passive recall only. 12. Which evaluation tool is most suitable for identifying NMMS candidates' weak areas before final exams? A. Summative-only final test. B. Diagnostic pre-assessment. C. Informal discussions without recording. D. Randomized peer review. 13. A mentor encourages NMMS learners to reflect on their problem-solving process. This aligns with A. Metacognitive strategies. B. Passive instruction. C. Memorization drills. D. Surface-level assessment. 14. When preparing NMMS practice tests, item analysis is used to A. Identify ambiguous or unfair questions. B. Reinforce rote memorization. C. Minimize learner autonomy. D. Restrict access to feedback. 15. Regulatory compliance in NMMS test administration requires A. Transparency and fairness in candidate selection. B. Hidden criteria for eligibility. C. Prioritizing favoritism. D. Excluding disadvantaged learners. 16. Which mentoring technique is most likely to build long-term resilience in NMMS learners? A. Encouraging reflective practice. B. Ignoring learners' emotional needs. C. Delivering information without context. D. Minimizing student engagement. 17. NMMS instructors should use which adult learning principle when designing problem-solving sessions? A. Active engagement in real-world tasks. B. Strict lecture-based delivery only. C. Avoidance of collaboration. D. Ignoring learner feedback. 18. In NMMS practice sessions, formative assessments are particularly useful because they A. Provide continuous feedback for improvement. B. Focus only on final scores. C. Discourage student reflection. D. Limit test preparation time. 19. Effective communication in NMMS mentoring requires A. Active listening and empathetic responses. B. Interrupting learners frequently. C. Ignoring students' questions. D. Using overly technical language. 20. When developing NMMS instructional materials, alignment with test objectives ensures A. Increased learner confusion. E. Direct relevance to assessment goals. C. Reduction of learner motivation. D. Irrelevance of practice tasks. 21. A mentor using collaborative group activities to prepare students for NMMS is applying A. Cooperative learning strategies. B. Strict memorization techniques. C. Competitive-only instruction. D. One-way communication methods. 22. Evaluation rubrics in NMMS preparation should primarily aim to A. Provide clear performance criteria. B. Confuse learners with vague descriptors. C. Reduce objectivity. D. Focus solely on instructor judgment. 23. In NMMS mentoring, balancing challenge with learner ability reflects which principle? A. Zone of proximal development, CPD. E. Rote memorization. C. Behaviorist conditioning. D. Passive learning. 24. NMMS instructors ensuring accessibility of test preparation resources for all income groups are addressing A. Equity in education. B. Restriction of opportunity. C. Discriminatory practices. D. Competitive exclusion. 25. A communication barrier during NMMS preparation might arise if instructors A. Use overly complex instructions without support. B. Encourage interactive questioning. C. Simplify explanations with examples. D. Provide frequent feedback. 26. A reflective journal maintained by NMMS learners during preparation primarily helps with A. Metacognitive development. B. Passive observation. C. Memorization of unrelated facts. D. Avoidance of critical thinking. 27. Which of the following is a key principle of mentoring NMMS learners from disadvantaged backgrounds? A. Encouragement of self-efficacy. B. Exclusion from decision-making. C. Minimal learner involvement. D. Punitive teaching methods. 28. In NMMS curriculum development, integrating formative assessments helps to adjust teaching strategies to learner progress. B. Increase final test stress. C. Eliminate the need for feedback. D. Restrict student autonomy. 29. Which communication strategy promotes inclusivity in NMMS classrooms? A. Using examples from diverse cultural backgrounds. B. Ignoring socioeconomic realities. C. Emphasizing only abstract content. D. Discouraging peer discussion. 30. Mentors working with NMMS learners should prioritize A. Building both cognitive and emotional support systems. E. Relying solely on memorization. C. Ignoring non-academic challenges. D. Limiting motivation strategies. 31. In evaluation methods for NMMS practice, reliability refers to A. Consistency of assessment results. E. Fairness of scholarship distribution. C. Accuracy of teaching strategies. D. Difficulty level of test questions. 32. A curriculum aligned with NMMS exam patterns ensures A. Learners practice directly relevant skills. B. Reduced focus on test preparation. C. Disconnect between practice and real test. D. Exclusivity of advanced level content. 33. An NMMS mentor modeling problem-solving approaches aloud provides learners with A. Cognitive apprenticeship. B. Passive instruction. C. Irrelevant memorization drills. D. Test avoidance strategies.